Hello Cardinal fans, I am Beth Getz, Director of Athletics at Ball State University. 8 months ago, we were all part of the abrupt end to the college basketball season. There was no MAC champion crowned, and the thrill of March Madness never came to be. While we know that COVID has had significant impact on so many, the loss of sports was a blow to the spirit of our Cardinal fans. Although the sound of the ball bouncing could not be heard, the truth is our coaches and student athletes never stopped preparing for today because you never stopped believing in them. Your ongoing support financially and emotionally allowed them to continue training, recruiting, and dreaming of having you cheer them on again. They have embraced testing protocols, practice restrictions, and adjustments in their daily lives with optimism. I know you will be proud of the work they have done in the classroom and on the court to be ready for what is sure to be a great season. Thank you to all of our CVC members for allowing them to do what they love and be back on the court to open the season in a few days.
There is a chill in the air, which means basketball season is just around the corner. Give it a couple of more days, and things will start to get a little bit more interesting inside Worthen Arena. Welcome inside the 2020-2021 Ball State men's and women's basketball tip-off preview show. With that, we welcome you on the concourse here at Worthen Arena for the 2020-2021 Ball State basketball tip-off preview show. My name is Joel Godet. It is a phenomenal time to be a Ball State basketball fan. Over the course of the last 4 seasons, there is no school between their men's and women's programs that has been more consistent. 8 possible byes to the Mid-American Conference Tournament in Cleveland, 4 for each side. The Cardinals have received 6 byes in the 8 MAC tournaments over the last 4 years. Brady Sallee's team has been fantastic, the second winningest program in the MAC over the course of his tenure, and the Ball State Cardinals receiving a bye in each of 3 of the last 4 seasons. That's where we start on our program today. Head coach James Whitford joins us first. And James, in the world of college basketball, this is about as unique a season as you could possibly get. How has COVID-19 impact the start of 2020 for you?
Well, it's certainly a challenge in trying to design your practices in a way that minimize risk and really educating our players and about the need, to keep us all safe. But players has been the easy part. They're doing a great job, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
How does it feel for you? There's got to be some sort of sense of relief at this point now. Games are just around the corner, so all of this work you've put in, all the precautions you've taken, it finally has, in some way, maybe felt like it's paying off because you're getting to the fun part that you've taken all these steps for.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially I think for our players. They've been grinding through the summer and through the fall. There is still and will be all season a continued, heightened awareness to the importance of keeping our group COVID free. And that's probably even more so now that you're getting ready to play games because, you have to be able to show that your group is safe to play. And so particularly for those of us in leadership positions on the team, there's a heightened awareness, but there is a big sense of excitement, and especially for our guys that we're actually getting ready to step on the court.
Let's talk about health in a non-COVID related sense for you. We asked the CVC Cardinal Varsity Club membership for some questions, and the first one that came in was the injured guys for you from last season. How are Zach Gunn? How are KJ Walton? And what do you expect to see this year?
Zach and KJ are both full go. I mean, they've both been practicing all summer, all fall, and really no issues. Zach still has an issue every once in a while with the ankle. KJ's had no issues at all. So expecting both of them to be back at full speed.
From there, you do have a whole bunch of other returners that made names for themselves down the stretch last year that we might see more of this season. Chief amongst them, Myron Thomas. What did he do at the end of the year last year, and how can that carry over?
Myron played really well down the stretch, providing us a big spark. Big part of the reason we won 4 of the 5 late into the year. But he's a very talented player, and has had a summer and a fall. He's dealing with a few bumps and bruises that has forced him to miss some time, but should be back full go by the first game and an important player for us.
How about Luke Bumbelow? He really had a good season top to bottom, but found his groove, it feels like, as a freshman late in the year. His role this year could change how, as he matures, maybe as a ball handler.
Well, Luke has really improved a lot from a year ago. You could sense he really invested time. I think he found a way during the shutdown to get access to someone's private gym that was both safe and allowed him to really work. And you can see the returns. One of the easy things to forget about Luke is he was a two-sport athlete all through high school. This was the first time he had a full off season to just invest in basketball, and you can see the difference. He's a better playmaker, better using pick and rolls than he has been in the past.
Kenai Acree, another one of those guys. He was kind of the scraps player for you a season ago. Like, he came in, he got some rebounds, he played defense, he got some steals. I know he envisions a bigger role for himself going forward. Where do you see him fitting into the picture as he matures this year?
Yeah, same. I think similar to Myron. He and Myron really were the difference in us making a run late in the year. They were both big contributors off the bench. And Kenai's a great kid, and he's really improving, and he just is rock solid. He's excellent in the classroom. He does a great job in practice every day. Like Myron, he's had some bumps and bruises that have forced him to miss some time in the fall, but should be fine 100% by the first game.
CVC also asked about your post players. Tajay Teague graduates, so there was a little bit of a void in the middle. Ben Hendricks on the roster last year, Blake Huggins on the roster last year. The beauty of college basketball is sometimes you get major contributions from people that fans didn't know really the year before because they didn't play a ton. Why will fans know those two guys this year? What will they do to take a step forward?
Well, they both will obviously play a much more significant role this year than they did a year ago, but they both have legit size. They're very different players. Blake is 250 pounds, all muscle, and he really is a very physical player. He's a super kid, one of the leaders on our team, incredibly hardworking, high character, and has really advanced where he knows the game much better than when he arrived. And then Ben is very different. He's still light, he's gaining strength, but has a long way to go to catch up to Blake in that regard. But Ben is a terrific athlete. He's an elite. There aren't many 6'10" guys that run like him and catch like him and jump like him. And he's made a significant jump from a year ago. And I think we'll continue to make jumps from November, December, January, February, because he's still early on his learning curve, but a very, very talented player.
You have some newcomers as well. Tell me a little bit about what fans might expect to see from the likes of a Jalen Windham or a Reggie Jones or a Teemu Svokas coming over from Finland.
We have three really exciting newcomers to the group. Reggie Jones is going to have some surgery and will miss the first half of the year from a pre-existing injury that just never healed properly. But Reggie's very experienced. All Cardinal fans probably can remember beat us almost single-handedly as a sophomore with 20 points and 5 assists and I think 9 rebounds in here. And so he's looking forward to getting healthy, which he really hasn't been for a couple years, and we're looking forward to getting him healthy first and foremost. But once he does, obviously has a chance to be a major contributor for us. Jalen Windham is coming from Creighton and is a absolute knockdown shooter. He's 6'4", 6'5", he's physical, he's strong, but is as good a catch and shoot guy as we've seen here in a long time. And Teemu is a really quick, athletic point guard, and has a lot to learn because of the adjustment of coming from Finland, and English not being your first language, but has a really big upside and wants to be a great player and is progressing well, and you'll see him make an impact this year as well.
And I want to ask you about two members of the senior class because we're about to hear from them. We had them interview one another. Ishmael El-Amin and Bracken Hazen. Two a little more off-the-wall questions for those guys. First off, for Bracken Hazen, how has being a married man changed him?
You'd have to ask that question to him. He hasn't changed a whole lot for me. He hasn't changed a whole lot since high school in the sense of he's just always been a great, positive, upbeat personality. He's always been a great teammate. He's always been a real natural leader that thinks of his role on the team as being a lot more than just him. Thinks of his role on the team as being someone that can help lift everybody. And he's always been that way. And he's got a real positive spirit about him that I think is contagious and has really been fun to coach in that regard.
Ish wanted me to ask you, who's stronger, you or him?
Ishmael El-Amin is tougher than me. That's me paying my dues for a bet that he won. And so Ish, congrats, you won.
With that laid as the foreground, let's hear from Ishmael El-Amin and Bracken Hazen.
Hi there, I'm Bracken Hazen, and I'm with the one and only Ishmael El-Amin, aka Ish, aka 5. Let's start there. Is that a self-proclaimed nickname, or do people just call you that on a regular basis?
Self-proclaimed, yes.
Self-proclaimed?
Yeah.
Have you always been number 5?
No. But so like throughout my playing years, each number I've had always like was a multiple of 5. It, like just funny like how it happened. So it kind of just took off, and I kind of just started calling myself 5. And then no, Josh did too.
Yes.
So it kind of started with me and him. I called him 3, he called me 5.
Mm-hmm.
So it started there.
It is pretty fascinating. It is one number less than the amount of siblings in your family. Is that correct?
Correct.
That
Hey,
is-
bro.
It's called doing research.
I appreciate
And also
that.
being on a team for the same,
Yeah.
past 4
You
years.
got some siblings too. You're not.
I do have siblings.
Yeah.
I'm one of 4.
Yeah, you got the.
You don't need to zoom in on that, but they call me Kid Ink in the locker room.
Yeah. Speaking of, how are your siblings? Speaking of siblings.
Siblings are good. Siblings are great. Like I said, I have a brother.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people probably know this, but he is at Lipscomb, which is in Nashville.
Oh, really?
He plays basketball there.
Okay.
So it's a family of athletes, I guess.
I feel that.
3 out of the 4 actually played NCAA Division I sports. One of the oldest sisters played volleyball at Northwestern, and then my brother and I played basketball. So my parents got pretty lucky financially, that's for sure. They were pretty set.
Yeah.
They get to travel and are reaping the benefits of not
Right.
having to pay for college, that's for sure.
I'm not. Being the oldest, I gotta, hopefully my little siblings can follow in my footsteps. And
That's another question I could ask.
okay,
yeah,
I got one.
Okay.
So, what are some personal goals, basketball-wise, for you?
Personal goals.
Yeah.
So, and not a lot of it is statistical. I don't plan on being the guy that averages, 15 points a game, that sort of thing. Personally, I hope to be, what we call a black shirt.
Right.
It's basically like our team captain or the people that we think best represent what leadership looks like on the team.
Yeah.
That's my goal. We vote about once every month on who those guys are going to be, and my goal is to be voted each and every month as the team captain.
Okay.
So what about you? What do you think some personal goals for you are?
For me, I want to continue to develop being a leader, and continue to take it to the next level, and you're just using my voice more, not being, I wouldn't say afraid, but not being. I would just use the word afraid of the backlash of my teammates, or thinking I'm trying to be somebody I'm not, but just more so just trying to be, I want to win. So I just know, and so I know that's one of what it takes to win. So just trying to work on my leadership and stuff like that.
And I think we definitely saw that courage, especially this summer. You kind of helped orchestrate, that protest and that peaceful march on campus. I mean, that was definitely something where a lot of guys earned your respect, whether they were on the team or just people around the community definitely saw you step up and voice your opinion. So that was definitely a moment where I would look at you and say, you showed courage, which is something that I think a lot of people lack right now. Is just, like you said, not being scared of getting that backlash or, worried about what people think.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that too.
Yeah. It's our last year, seniors.
Right.
It's the last ride, some say, unless you choose to use the eligibility, but that's another decision.
Yeah, that's another discussion.
But what are some plans or some aspirations that you would like to accomplish after post-graduation?
You know, I plan to continue to play basketball. It's just something, it's been my dream and something I've been, you know, waiting on for a long time, and so definitely feel the itches of it soon to be here. But you know, I'm just, don't take it day by day, of course, and just see where it all ends up. But definitely basketball, and after that, I think I want to get into teaching like my mom, and just help impact the community. That's definitely a big thing for me. Is leaving my impact somewhere, and I definitely think with the community and with children is where it is. So starting something like that when I'm back home.
Do you think Ball State has given you opportunities or presented opportunities for you that might allow you to succeed in life?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they gave Coach Whitford and Ball State gave me an opportunity to come to school for 4 years, and you know, that was definitely something I'm not going to take lightly, because I mean, I definitely wouldn't have thought I would have been here 4 years later, soon to graduate. So, you know, just thankful every day. You know, I'm just going to take what I've learned, everything, you know, from my past teammates to my teammates now, from past coaches to my present coaches, all the knowledge and all the, you know, resources they gave me, I'm just going to apply it.
That's it from myself and Ish. Appreciate you guys watching. Joel, back to you.
All right, fellas, I'm going to walk you through something here to get loose here, or before you get started. We're putting in one new thing here. So start out 4 wide. Let's say I'll be Ish here for the first part here, right? So Ish, you can pass that way. You're looking to play low, play high. Don't be stationary. Good, Bracken. That's really good movement. We're going to have less information on all these teams we're playing early because of no exhibition games and all that, and we will see more surprises. You know, so just trying to be prepared on the front end. All right, got 8 minutes on the clock right here. Ish and Luke with Coach Botts. Zach and Bracken, you're with Grunk. Lock in on quality now in everything we do. This is hopefully puts us in position to have highly productive practices Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Point being, you seem kind of undecided in your cut. You know, and hey, when you go, but you got to finish your cut out to the perimeter because you're just leaving the defender in there when you don't. Good job, fellas. Similar set of dribble moves, but you're going 3 cones in a row. So first time through, we'll go right first time through. Might have to take you 5, but you should be able to get it down to 4. If you get it down to 3, that's elite. You know, going coast to coast. That's not easy to do unless you're 6'7". Go, 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 go. Challenge your wind here now, let's go. Hesitate, hesitate. Good, Ish. And the only thing, Luke, is when you're going coast to coast, don't go wide. Go. You were gassed. That's as gassed as I've ever seen you. I think if I did 3 legs at O'Reilly.
3 in one day?
Yeah, back to back to back with 2.5 minutes off. I was like in shape.
Yeah, super shape.
But I did 2 of them on time. And then the third one I didn't make on time.
How much you missing by?
Like 11 minutes. No, I'm exaggerating, but 2 of them I was able to do. Sympathize means I'm sympathetic to what you're feeling. Empathize means I can relate to it, like I have those own experiences. I can be sympathetic to the cold in Minnesota, but I can't empathize. I can be empathetic to not being able to jump. Does that make sense? Good. Good job, fellas.
We will switch things over to the women's team here at Ball State now. And before we hop with Brady Sally up on the concourse here at Worthen Arena, we'll head down behind me on the court because we threw a microphone on the Ball State women's head coach and take you behind the scenes at practice.
Taryn said, ask Sydney when the last time she won a state championship was. Yeah. Hey, did you have mac and cheese?
No.
Well then.
We had something that was fire, man.
All right, big day today, Blitz Day. Woohoo! All right, okay. All right, Asha's favorite. Let's go, great tempo, great tempo. Big day today. Let's go, Ash!
Here we go.
How you gonna get better today, ladies? Let's go, let's go. Be efficient, let's go. Yeah! That was even a little grizzly. Oh, jeez. Try to hit the orange rim with the orange ball. You getting her straight, Bree? You getting her right? It's a full-time job, isn't it? Create space, good. All right, hey, good start now. Let's keep the energy up. 3-man continuous. Here we go. That's it. Nice, nice. That's it, that's it. Let's go. Let's go. Talk, talk, talk. That's it, that's it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Killing ourselves with passes. Let's go. Good catch, good finish. Let's go, let's go. Sprint, sprint. All right, she's guarding up here. All right, as soon as she plungers out of the way, all right, this has to be filled by somebody. You're guarding right there, right? Okay, so as soon as she moves out, you move into it. And now you're guarding there. If they would have exchanged, now Essence moves you up and out of there. Close out short, close out short. That's it. Go get it, Ella! Atta go! Good. We're gonna do this till you get a floor burn. All right, right here. Here we go, here we go. E-train, that's it, good, that's it. There it is, all right. There it is, good job. Hey, Essence even heard like the joke and said, I ain't gonna get like, so she learned off your mistake. Thank her for making mistakes. Like, she just helped you out big time.
All right, we're joined now live here on set by head coach Brady Sallee. You guys come off a 20-win season yet again. That's kind of become par for the course for you guys. Success has been something that has just become expected for you. I would imagine much of the same despite a very uncertain 2020, 2021.
Yeah, this definitely has been a challenge. But from the start of it in March, as we started figuring out, okay, we're not going to finish the season and go play in the postseason like we've been used to, so we're going to flip the page and we're going to start talking about what this is going to look like moving forward. And it's really just kind of been a business as usual approach. Whatever they would allow us to do, we did, and we did it to the best of our ability, and we didn't take a day for granted. So when we were able to get in the gym and work out, we got after it. On those days where we couldn't, we found a different way to do it, you know, and so, you know, the one thing I figured out through this, I'm not real good at all the mumbo jumbo Zoom stuff and like, hey, let's do this game and let's all the rah-rah spirit finger stuff. I think my comfort zone is practice and like grinding and getting teams ready to go. And so, you know, maybe I could have come up with a Monopoly version of something on Zoom that we could have run around and done and felt good about ourselves. But, you know, we've got a pretty mature team that wanted to be on the floor, wanted to work out, wanted to do those things. They found ways to do it. And like I said, we took full advantage of the time we could be in the gym and still do.
Can I quote you on mumbo jumbo Zoom spirit fingers?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm going to get a T-shirt with a hashtag Brady Speak.
I mean, at this point, it would be
Right.
pretty great. Let's talk about your very mature team. You returned 6 of your 7 leading scorers. The one who's not returning is on your staff now. So you have to feel really good from an experience, from a knowledge, from a system understanding, from a role understanding standpoint. Yes, you have some new pieces that will be critical. We'll get to them in a second, but everyone knows who they are and what they need to do.
Yeah, that's been a huge plus through this whole thing because, like I said, you know, from day to day, you don't know if you're going to be on the floor. So your plan may change quickly, but these kids understand the system. They understand, you know, the plays. They understand the way we're going to go about it. And so, you know, I'm sure there's going to be some days where I can't be there or another assistant can't be there or something. And I feel like this group can handle it. And we've got good leadership that way. At times we need to be a little bit louder out there, making sure that the new ones are figuring it out. And that's always the, you know, the tough part when you've got a team that is all, you know, the majority of them are coming back. You can't assume as you're building piece by piece and going through it. I think every team is different, but it sure does help when you say, hey, here's what we're going to do, and they all go, oh, okay.
Ashland Brown is your leading returning scorer, first team all-conference a year ago. Now 4 of the 5 first team all-conference players from last year return in the Mid-American Conference, including the player of the year, Michaela Kelly at Central Michigan. This is a very media-type question, so I acknowledge that.
I love
self-aware.
these.
Yeah,
I love
right.
media-type questions.
But for someone like Ashland Brown, you would want her to come into this season saying, player of the year, that's my goal, that's what I want to strive to achieve.
Yeah. The great part with Osh is she walked in as a freshman saying that. She is.
That's no joke, by the way.
No, and she is very, very skilled, very tough, very good, very all those things. But her confidence level is maybe the best thing about her. And I remember back, when we signed her, thinking, okay, this kid's a year or 2 away, skill-wise. She's all those kind of things. And I knew that her motor was really high, and she would be able to help us a little bit. What I didn't know is that she would figure out a way to use that motor, the skills she had, and get it done from day one. And so, she definitely thinks that way, and we do too.
Well, who gets her the ball? Point guard, that's Sid Freeman. Took those reins as a freshman last year. That's always difficult because you have to run things. You're just learning it. Sid did a really nice job of that, but now as a sophomore, the next step for her is what?
Well, here's the great part about being a point guard in our program. It's the easiest position to play for me.
That's all relative, though, isn't it?
Yeah, probably a little bit of sarcasm there.
Sure.
So to see a freshman handle it as well as she did, she would take me and roll with the punches and do her job. And, I thought between her ears, she handled that position so well last year. It's a little bit different because, we also had Estelle last year, with Estelle hurting her knee at the end of the year. We'll see when she can get back and those kind of things. So Sid is taking on a little bit more of a load that way, but man, she's really good right now. You can see the jump from freshman to sophomore year, the confidence level, the swagger, which I think she's always had, but it's even better. And I love the way she's playing right now.
Although I will say, we did a video shoot with your team a couple of weeks ago, and I said, Sid, close out on the camera for me. And she goes, Joel, me play defense?
Right. Right. She buys into it. And the beauty of Sid is, like, honestly, her sense of humor and mine are a little bit similar. Like, it's kind of dry, it's kind of sarcastic. It's like she doesn't mind poking fun at herself because at the end of the day, she knows she's good. We know she's good. Like, listen, I think I got the best point guard in the league, and she's playing like it right now.
All right, a lot of returners for you guys. Newcomers, though, added into the mix. Big question is going to be which of those newcomers actually gets to see the floor. You have a junior college transfer in Crystal Rice. We know she's eligible. Ella Skeens comes from Dayton. Essence Booker comes from Nevada. I know you like all 3 of them as transfers into this program. What may we see from them, and what can we see from them?
Yeah, well, we start with Crystal because we know, she's going to be eligible and the whole thing. We got to get her healthy. She came in a little bit banged up. But she's working hard at that part of it. Crystal is very cerebral. She knows the game, can flat out shoot the ball. Can flat out stroke it. And so she's going to be somebody that can stretch the defense, can play a couple different positions for us. But I'm eager to get her healthy and get her out on the floor for an extended period of time because I think she can really, really help us. The other 2 with Essence and Ella, it's such an interesting time right now with all the COVID stuff. They're giving everybody a year back. In literally a matter of a month and a half, they're going to vote through a rule that every transfer is immediately eligible. They're going to do all that. There's this one segment of the population that nobody seems to care about. From the NCAA to the conferences to everybody that makes the rules, including coaches that are expressing their voices and talking about this. And it's the people that have transferred, and for them, this year is going to count. which again, just leave it up to all the powers that be to miss the boat on this one. And they're talking about it, but you know, sometimes talk is cheap. But it just blows my mind that everybody and their mother is going to get a year back, except the ones that transferred and have to sit out. Then it's going to count. So we're trying with both those young ladies to get them eligible, but who knows? You know, in my career, things like this usually don't happen for me. So that's the Brady segment of this part of it. But we're hoping that those two get a chance to compete this year.
We asked for some questions from the Cardinal Varsity Club membership, so some quick hitters to come your way. Best rival for you guys in the Mid-American Conference is who?
Toledo is always a fun one, you know, and I think our fans like seeing us beat them. You know, they're always spirited games, they're always physical games. I don't think the teams like each other for some reason. We don't know many of them, but it just seems like that when we get out there. The good news is, like Trish and I, we're great. We talk all the time. So I don't know, but that seems to be a good one. Clearly Central, they've been a really good team in this league for a long time. You know, it's a natural one with Miami, and I'm excited to see our side of the league drop the divisions so that we can play Miami twice and really start getting back to that part of it. And I think they're going to continue to get better. And you know, so hopefully that will develop into one, because I know the fans like seeing that part of it.
Second question from the CVC for you. This will dovetail into where we're going to take this program next. Specific question about your junior post player, who you have called the nicest kid you've ever met, and you wish she would just lose some of that sometimes when she's on the court. Development of Blake Smith. What jump has she taken now in her third season for you?
Yeah, I just think the overall confidence level of, you know, she was a starter just about probably every game last year. You know, she knows she can do it. She knows she can play. There's not that unknown anymore, I don't think, in her mind. And that's always been a big thing with her. You know, she needs people to believe in her, and I think her teammates do now. I think we do, clearly. And I tell her all the time, it's time for her to now take that step and believe in her.
So with that said, for Blake Smith, Cardinals have another really good young post player in now a sophomore, Annie Roush. We had the two of them sit down and interview one another. Take a look.
Hi, I'm with Annie. Oh, okay, wait, let me go again. Wait, I say this is Blake Smith. Let me go again. What do you, okay. Hi, this is Blake Smith. I'm with Annie Roush. So Annie, you excited for the season? Hi, this is Blake Smith. I'm with Annie Roush. So Annie, are you excited for the season?
Yeah, I'm really excited. You know, we've been out of stuff for so long. I feel like it hasn't been as close to normal, and now I think getting close to the season, we're about as close to normal as we're going to be this year, so I'm really excited for that.
Do you think COVID's been difficult to get through?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's been a lot to adjust to. I think you and I both know that. You know, we've been in practice every day, masks on, stuff like that, social distancing, so it's definitely been different.
So outside of basketball, what do you, what's your hobbies, Annie?
I'm big into music. I play the ukulele, play a little bit of piano. I'm trying to get into guitar, so that's a big thing for me. How about you?
For me, you know, I've been grinding on the Fortnite. That's what I do a lot of. I've actually been more interested in watching a lot of movies recently, so that's been more fun for me this year.
You have a favorite movie?
The Lemonade Mouth. That's my favorite movie for sure, I would say. So I've heard that you have a new roommate or member of the household. Can you explain this to everyone?
You would know that too, because we live together, but we did get a dog. His name is Rocky, American Pit Bull Terrier. He's about going on 11 weeks, about to be 12, so.
Do you want to give us a little story of how we found him, or?
He was outside our house and we picked him up. He had escaped from the house he grew up in, and we adopted him from there.
Yeah. Love the dog. So, who is your favorite roommate and why? The people want to know, Annie. You live with a good amount of people and they want to know who's your favorite roommate.
Yeah, so there's 4 of us in our house that are on the team, and I would say that you are my favorite roommate because you cook without asking me to. You ask me if I want to eat some of your food. and you're not horrible about doing the dishes, which is a big problem in our household sometimes. I feel like you and me take on a lot of that, so I'm really appreciative of you, dude.
Thank you.
Means a lot to me.
So you would say living with me is pretty good?
Yeah.
Perfect. This is another basketball question. What's your favorite part about being on the Ball State women's basketball team?
I would say probably the family atmosphere. I think that it's not just like a thing we say. When we say it's like family, it's serious, and I can relate to that, especially because I live with so many of my teammates. So I'd say family atmosphere is number one for me.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think the team chemistry is awesome, and then just the fact that the coaches are like, they care so much about you on and off the court is really important.
So Blake, what's your favorite Brady memory?
My favorite Brady memory would have to do with you, actually, when Annie shot that half-court shot, and Annie was really confused about what was going on, and then Brady was like, go get her. I had no idea what I was getting her for, but there was like 10 seconds left in the game, and Annie decided that she didn't know how much time was on the clock and threw up a half-court shot, and I think that was really funny to me, but I would say that's probably one of my favorite Brady memories.
Thanks for
because
bringing
it
that
has
up.
to do with you, you know? Yeah.
Thanks. So Blake, what's your major? What are you studying?
So I am getting a major in telecommunications. I'm doing like the sales and promotions aspect of that. And then I'm getting a minor in marketing.
I'm going into dietetics, and ideally I would be a sports dietitian. So I want to stay around sports. Obviously, that's been a really big part of my life. So helping athletes get the correct nutrition and fueling their bodies is something I'm really interested in.
With this major that you're doing, do you have any tips for athletes or people that aren't even athletes?
Well, you know, I'm not, I don't have my degree yet, but I would say hydration is key. That's something you always hear from people, and also just eating enough, because I feel like a lot of times athletes are too tired or they're too lazy to go get food, so eating enough to actually fuel your body is important.
Yeah, I would agree with that. If you go through practice and you don't eat enough, definitely not going to be a good practice.
Yeah, we know about that.
Yeah. The biggest question of them all, Annie, are you ready?
Yeah.
So, who is going to win the MAC title this year?
You already know, that's at Ball State Cardinals.
The Dogs. Yeah.
Well, you know, thanks for interviewing me today.
Yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks for coming in and getting a nice interview from me. I really enjoyed it.
I'll see you at practice later, huh?
See you at practice later.
And with that, we bid adieu to the Ball State men's and women's basketball tip-off preview shows, and we say hello to the official start of the 2020-2021 season. For Alex Seitz and Eric Parent, our producers on site, my name is Joel Godet. We look forward to seeing you out here at Worthen Arena if you can join us this season. If not, we look forward to having you follow along as the Cardinals chase berths to the NCAA tournament. Until then, so long.